Welcome back to Beaver Sports Talk on the Beaver Sports Radio Network from McMenamins on Monroe. Beaver Sports Talk brought to you by Oregon Rain. Athletes know the importance of being properly hydrated, and athletes who drink Oregon Rain say that it goes down easier, it hydrates faster. And Beaver Sports Talk also brought to you by Corvallis Furniture. Be sure to sign up for your chance to win the best seat in the house. Compliments of Corvallis Furniture on 9th Street in Corvallis. You can drop by this week and sit courtside in a comfortable sofa, barca, whatever they have at Corvallis Furniture. You can kick back in comfort and enjoy the game from courtside this Thursday and Saturday as the OSU women's basketball team take on the Arizona Schools. Again, the best seat in the house, brought to you by Corvallis Furniture. It is my pleasure to welcome something we did during the football season, and we've been in a long sort of holiday break period, and now we're going to get back into a normal routine where week by week we will have the honor of meeting an Oregon State student athlete that's also involved in the community. And this gentleman to my right, that certainly is a description that's apt for him. He's a sophomore. He's on the rowing team, a major in exercise and sports science, and he has a full-time internship going on in the North Corvallis. He's a firefighter in the North Corvallis house out Lewisburg way, and his name is David Weir, and he joins us here on Beaver Sports Talk. Good evening, David. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Before we talk about rowing, I want to talk about your firefighting activity and what exactly, as an intern out there, do they have you do?
Well, at our station, we are the fire department. There's 9 volunteers that live there full time. That's our permanent residence. We are in charge of the entire station. My job right now is I'm an apparatus operator. I drive, I pump. The other guys out there are firefighters. Other guys out there are company officers, and we'll rotate wherever the situation requires. And so we pretty much run the station. So anywhere in North Corvallis, if there's a problem, that's the 3 of us will respond usually at a time.
What motivated you to get interested in this area?
When I was a senior in high school, I had a neighbor that was a firefighter, and he told me that if I went out and took care of a couple of things, got my EMT and got the basic requirements down, that I could work for him over the summers with the California Department of Forestry and just fight forest fires and make enough money to go to school. Mm-hmm. And I worked with the California Department of Forestry for a while, and I worked with the Sacramento Metropolitan Fire Department for a while. And I came up here with the intent of rowing, and when I got up here, I was called by the fire department, and I guess people had talked, and they invited me out to try for an internship slot, and I was just lucky enough to get it.
How busy, I know this, it probably changes from week to week, but how busy are you out there? What does your shift look like during the course of a given week? And then beyond that, how active, how busy is that house, and how busy is your shift?
Usually at our house, we'll run about 2 calls a day. Just so we're pretty low key, but usually a shift starts out 6 o'clock in the morning. You get out, make sure everything's good to go on the rides. Everything gets pulled off, everything gets checked. All gets put away by 7 o'clock. You've got checks to do. Everything's got to go in the logbook. Equipment goes through. The station gets cleaned every day. Usually by then it's off to class or waits in the morning. So you've got a full day of class. Then in between classes, you have time. You'll go back to the station and pull your shift time. Go back for practice in the afternoon down at the boathouse, and in the afternoon we're there full time.
David Weir joining us. He's this week's everyday champion from OSU Athletics and a student athlete, a major in exercise and sports science. In terms of your major, your work now at the firehouse, the internship, what's your long-range goal and plan? What do you hope to do?
Right now I'm just hoping that I'll get a degree in exercise science, and I can take that and it'll cover every prerequisite I need to become a paramedic.
Okay.
And I have my firefighting stuff, and I could pretty much go anywhere with a degree in paramedicine and firefighting.
Now, this aspect as a student athlete of rowing, you just kind of slipped in there. Well, you go to rowing practice, but that's not just like showing up for a half hour or so. That's pretty intense. 3 hours a day when you do practice. Take us through how you're able to manage all of this.
It took a while to get used to. You showed up in the summer, started working for the fire department, and you're required to work out a certain amount of time a day to stay fit with the fire department. It's not crew practice, so it takes a while.
You meet that to prerequisite, I would think.
It takes a while to get adjusted. I know last term it was tough, getting up in the morning and going to weights and then going to practice in the afternoon at the boathouse for hours. And it's tough, but I love it, so it makes it a lot easier.
Tell us about the thrill of being out there on the river, of rowing, of being in competitive situations. What attracted you about Oregon State's program, and just, I guess, the rush of the thrill you get about that type of sport?
I mean, rowing itself it's a team sport, and I love it because I've got 8 other guys I can rely on. It's the only sport where you don't get to affect the other team. You know, I can't yell at them, I can't spit at them, I can't hurt them. So, I mean, it's who's willing to hurt the most to cross the finish line. And rowing at Oregon State, it's an amazing sport. This school is very rich with the history of rowing. A lot of people don't know that, but, I mean, this school is a power in the Pac-10. It's a power in the national scope. It's an awesome experience. And
that was what attracted you in the first place, or did you find out about all of that after you got here, about that tradition?
It took a while to learn. Fred Honenbein, the former coach, came out when I was in high school and invited me up for a visit. And I took the visit, and I liked the campus and had the major that I wanted. And you get here, and it takes a while to kind of sink it all in and learn what it takes. But since then, it's been an experience.
Last thing, and this is a completely selfish question on my part, but I'm just curious if you can help me. Before coming over here to McMenamins for Beaver Sports Talk, our little street in Corvallis, suddenly fire trucks going down, sirens, my kids are running out, what's going on? I said, well, I might be able to find out later what exactly went on. Do you know what that?
From what I heard, I was heading home from practice, and I got back to the station. It sounded like someone had a little cooking fire in their kitchen, and had an engine response, and they got there, everything was fine, and everyone went home.
Glad to hear it. It wasn't our house, but it was close. Yeah. We've had a few near experiences along those lines, but never have had to call you. But I'm sure the folks in Lewisburg and North Corvallis and so on are glad to know they're in good hands with you, David. We appreciate you taking time for us. Congratulations to David Weir, this week's Everyday Champion. Let's hear it for him, and we will come back with Coach Wagner in a moment. Target would like to congratulate David, this week's Everyday Champion. Target understands how crucial each and every team member is on and off the field. Target is a proud sponsor of OSU Athletics. We'll come back with